Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to all my viewers. Let's continue about the creating great customer service. But this time, my topic is about causes and consequences of a bad customer service. Your best teacher is your last mistake. A company supplier is a stakeholder in any company, without which a finished product cannot be produced. Hence, if a supplier is not treated right, a company is unable to get the best price in order to a finished product can achieve a good profit for the company, and thus it does not have a competitive advantage in the marketplace. Okay. Uh, this time, to all my viewers and friends, write 6 rectangular with arrow, so step by step. So number 1 is bad reception. Number 2, unlikely to sell, give good price. Unlikely to sell, give good price. Likely to sell to rival brand opportunity loss, competitive advantage, declining business threat. So this is the you call the does not have a competitive advantage in a marketplace. Losing a customer stems from a bad experience during the self-reception while the transaction process is underway or after the sale. The overall consequences of the unhappy experience leads to a customer decaying process, the brand's evaporating target markets. Again, draw a 6 rectangle with arrow. So let's do the step by step. Number 1, customer concern. 2, unlikely to buy. 3, purchase rival brand. 4, lost customer. 6, sales opportunity. Declining business threat. That is a routine for the overall consequences of the unhappy experience leads to a customer decaying process, the brand's evaporating target market. Bad customer service is the company's way of shooting itself on the foot. This is because it self-inflicts a threat to in a business viability. The company image is sorely affected by the poor customer service or when unsavory customer experience takes place of any moment in time. That is, whether it is an isolated incident or not, unique to the occasion, or as it may be repeated occurring. A company is my view that does not have a good and active customer service program unknowingly experience a business opportunity loss of at least 25% of its real sales potential, which is also known as the sale opportunity loss factor. Sales opportunity losses arising from poor customer service create: number 1, customer fallout. They are most likely going to switch to your competition and stay there for the longest time. Or number 2, a pre-termination of a purchase decision. Okay, this time 3. Draw again 6 rectangle, but this time it's different. So from the beginning, draw a right customer reception and draw a rectangle from upper side right above and draw a rectangle, and from the lower side draw a rectangle good. From the bad side, upper and lower right, customer full out, aborted purchase. From good, draw right successful sales. From the lower, happy customer, draw a rectangle. Alright. A company can close down as well if there are external influence that are affecting the weak business performance, and if it is rendering a bad service, this will surely drive away from the customer and accelerate its fall. Product performance also plays a key role in declining sales condition. Of this relates to a customer satisfaction. Likewise, bad business decision that resulted in hefty financial losses are another contributor. Customer fallout. Losing customer due to their sad experience with a company or brand happen to a lot of business. It's just take one mistake from the frontline staff to make this happen. The after-sales service of appliance, office equipment, electronic gadgets, computer and automobile manufacturer or their dealers are always the first that come to mind. Many customers who are victims of products lemon are often the major source of this condition. Unhappy customers point out of the following issue. Number 1, inferior product quality. Number 2, maintenance difficulties. 3, inadequate or poor render repair work. 4, delivery delays or failed deliveries. 5, failure to fulfill product or service warranty and guarantees. 6, incompetent or discourteous employees. 7, very high or sometimes very unreasonable price of maintenance. Okay, again, this is you call the unhappy customer point out. These are usually caused by this shortcoming. Number 1, poor quality control management at point of production and pre-delivery. 2, ill-trained staff, reception and service center. 3, weak or non-existent system of accountabilities. 4, weak supply chain system. 5, weak dealer support from the product source. Customer fallout result in a greatly reduced brand equity position in the marketplace. Okay, again, the 5 are usually cause. These are the 5 usually cause. Poor quality control management at point of production and pre-delivery. 2, ill-trained staff, reception and service center. 3, weak or non-existent system of accountability. 4, weak supply chain system. 5, weak dealer support from the product source. Customer fallout result in a greatly reduced brand equity position in the marketplace. When that happens, a very unhappy customer can exponentially increase the fallout factor when the sad experience is narrated to friends and relatives who may likewise be current or potential customer. This is the negative side of rumor marketing or chismis in local parlance. The long-term commercial viability and success of companies like hospital, hotels, resorts, private school, and movies house whose growth is limited by their infrastructure cannot afford to have a poor customer service record. Business profitability is anchored on annual price increase, and so if the customer are not happy with them, especially if the customer feel that the service being experienced is not commensurate to the price being paid, such companies or brand with natural price themselves out of the market due to the weak value for money proposition they represent in the minds of their target market. Airlines as passenger shipping companies are similarly situated. Their seating capacity or fixed flight or sea trip, the number of flights and voyage lengths associated with the number of aircraft or ships that they operate determine their passenger volume achievement and profitability. This is also held true for car rental and train travel companies. Travel delay due to weather or technical reason and there a lot create a tense and frustrating service atmosphere for both the companies and their passenger. Air and sea travelers are always sensitive to time as they always want to arrive at their destination on time because they bought their ticket for a flight schedule that this company were supposed to deliver. What composes a traveler's disappointment, anger, or frustration? If is he the travel itself is not a pleasant experience due to the onboard service or lack thereof. Customer loyalty is only a good at the last experience. Price will not be a critical factor to persuade continuous patronage, particularly if there are another brand choices available for consideration in the next trip. The typical issue with food service or hospitality company, on the other hand, are as follows. Okay, again for the customer service, take note for this. Teka, wait. 1, 2, 3. Okay. For the customer service, old and new, take note for this. The 10 typical issue with the food service or hospitality company, on the other hand, as follows. Number 1, bad food. 2, poor housekeeping. 3, long queues, check-in and check-out. 4, inhospitable, unintelligent and or uncooperative staff. 5, long service period for preparation, laundry, check-in and check-outs, concierge. 6, poorly operating equipment, air conditioning, elevator, shower, faucets, appliances, water closet, wash basin faucet, vending machine. 7, dirty or poorly washed linen, visible detergent residue. 8, vermin present, rats, mosquito, flies, cockroach. 9, weak telecommunication access, mobile phone, internet, landline. 10, language barrier or language deficiency. So again, this is the typical issue with the food service or hospitality company. Let's go to the likely cause. They are most likely caused by the following. Number 1, ill-trained staff reception, wait service, housekeeping, kitchen, room service, others. 2, poorly implemented preventive maintenance programs, equipment, and environmental sanitation. 3, inadequate support service, amenities, equipment, and supply. Pre-terminated purchase decision. The factor that leads to a customer falls out or the reason for a potential customer to abort a buying decision, or if the sale is made, a retraction of the order. A purchase decision will often be aborted because something happened during the purchase process which prompted this action from a potential customer. Oftentimes, it is the title things that will cause this situation happen. Again, this is called a pre-terminated purchase decision. What are those general issues where both conditions can either occur? They are the following. Okay. There are 10 general issues about the condition either occur. Number 1, fulfilling the bureaucratic information forms and the submission process. 2, non-negotiable price. 3. Hidden charges. 4. Unacceptable contract fine prints. 5. Long delivery time. 7. Long service time. Unclearly warranty comments. 8. Unavailable product at the time purchase. 9. Poor customer reception, rapport, and handling. 10. Indency sales staff, the salesperson, and the immediate superior. Now, let's us look at each problem one by one. The bureaucratic form and processing system. Bureaucratic forms are always associated with the government. The scale of government operations create a bureaucracy because of the various checks and balances that their internal operation dictate within each agency and among agency. Thus, anyone who needs to deal with a government agency has to accept that customer is the general public, and the process getting a service done is usually long-winded and time-consuming. These are just too many trying to avail of a service, amid that very few government employees at the front line that are able to handle the workload efficiently. In the business world, the government-like atmosphere and paradigm should not exist because a company that has this culture has a customer loyalty issue on its hands and has this competitive advantage. A company requiring is a new existing customer their personal data as a precursor to providing a service should: number 1, have easy to understand form to fill out. Number 2, require the fewest number of documents that need to be submitted. 3, have a clear defined process number of steps and timelines. 4, have a visible price list of its service. And have number 5, have a clear rules of engagement. Non-negotiable price. Everybody, by a large consumer or company, will always be looking for the best price on any high price ticket item that is being purchased, particularly if a large quantity is involved. The tendency to ask for a discount is also undertaken for purchase involving very large amount of money. People, no matter what, loves to bargain and looks for bargains. Hence, if a company is not prepared to give a discount, a small concession for a customer asking for one, that company will certainly see that the potential customer walk out and never return. A discount, however, is not applicable to all goods and services that one has an interest to purchase. Discounts are not usually offered during peak sales period because the demand outstrips the supply. The same may be applicable for very popular goods and services where there is a constantly very high demand for them, such as pharmaceutical product or a light fine dinner restaurant. Some establishment will voluntarily offer a discount or some form of rebate when a situation does arise, particularly if the recipient may be a value customer. Hidden charges. This is a very bad business practice in any complex transaction, particularly if the seller neither fully discloses nor make the buyer aware of its details of application. It creates an image that the seller is deceitful or not honest. Until recently, several consumer groups complain about the high cost of their electricity bills and challenge Meralco, the power company, to justify their charges. They went to court and were able to force Meralco to explain the nature of the charges in their monthly billing statement. This then resulted in revealing that Meralco was overcharging its customer and was forced by the Supreme Court to rebate its consumers for the excess the power company collected. The hotel industry in the United States has been harshly criticized for this bad practice. where cheap room rates are a strong incentive to prepare, particularly hotel brand. Many unfortunately make up for the lower income in other way. In an article written by Mark Orwell, Traveler Leisure, and published online on August 4, 2010, many hotels in the United States were found to be unfairly charging their guest fees that should have been otherwise free to them. These include, among others, early arriving guests, the use of the hotel fitness center, the in-room coffee and tea and maid service. Thus, when a guest checks out, those charges will often more than double what guests should be legitimately paying. Contract fine prints. Contract fine prints, also known as the small clauses found in many contracts, like the case of hidden charges. Many customers who sign on the dotted line do not take time to read and understand the fine print. For most who do, they will realize that they cannot change such as clauses, because many contracts are not tailor-fitted nor can be changed or amended to suit the needs of its customer. Some of these fine prints are not usually known to a customer, particularly for service warranties, as they are not clearly declared in the warranty cards. Sometimes these prints are ad hoc rules made up by the vendors in order to avoid costly after-sales service experience should a product be generally defective. Customer experience this for a bank loan, an insurance policy, or at least contract. This is because those contracts are pre-formatted documents and the companies concerned are not willing to amend those clauses that may be unacceptable. Such firm or individual would prefer that their customers see it their way. Credit cards companies that are recruiting new customers use a ploy in their telemarketing spiel that say an individual has been chosen for pre-approved card given no data of the person. Owning a credit card is desirable for many as it stretches their ability to spend more against their income. However, the catch after the unsuspecting person show verbal interest is the documentary requirement that the telemarketer will ask for. The documents that are submitted do not fully guarantee an approval in real terms for those who are not really qualified given the company's screening criteria. Long delivery or service fulfillment. One has to clearly recognize that we live in an impatient society. To a businessman or a company, time is money. We want everything done or snap off a finger. Hence, if you are slow in fulfilling a customer order, you are in trouble, or your customer will be disappointed and frustrated, and that could be the last time you will be business with a customer. When this comes to mind, one can readily associate this bad image to the Philippine Postal Service. The Philippine Postal Service has carried for the longest times the label snail mail. The Philippines Postal Office has not been able to win itself out of this image, as apparently has not been able to upgrade its internal system that will enable it to provide a faster and more reliable service. Moreover, not all their mail reaches their destination. Thus, a commercial courier service company is the better alternative for many, as this private postal service provided are able to deliver the mail is not more than 3 working days anywhere in this country. The big brand names in the business have excellent documents tracking system that ensure a completed service. A small-time balikbayan delivery service company, the so-called door-to-door service, are known to be unreliable in most cases. This company operate at a network of subcontractors and do not have reliable documents tracking system. Many do not have formal insurance policy to cover for lost packages in transit. In an informal survey done by my student in marketing research some years ago, we found out in the case of the sit-down restaurant customer impatience begins 10 minutes after the wait stop has recorded the food order. In a fast food restaurant, a queuing customer will have a tendency to walk out of the place if she cannot reach the service counter in the same length of time. Home delivery service is supposed to be at the doorstep of a customer in not more than 30 minutes after the phone in order to have been placed. Otherwise, a complaint is lodged. Companies unable to satisfy this time frame offer a rebate. For example, the orders come fees as a self-imposed penalty, often delight of the affected customer. Okay. Again, this is creating great customer service, and the title is The Causes and Consequences of a Bad Customer Service. Unclearly warranty commitment. This is ongoing sore point for the after-sales service of pre-need companies, appliance companies, auto dealers, and electronics dealer. In my experience as business consultant, I've learned that about 3 out of the 10 customers walk out from a pending purchase decision due to this reason alone. Many sales representatives are unable to clearly explain to their potential customer what their company or supplier warranty are all about. All they can say is that bring it back to us if there is a problem. When Typhoon Ondoy hit Manila in September 2009, many people living in the area that saw the worst flooding in decades lost their homes, appliances, automobiles, and other valuable possessions. Businessmen saw their companies destroyed by the flood and incurred millions in losses. People who just purchased an automobile within the year had trouble in either getting their vehicles repaired or replaced by the insurer because many did not avail of so-called act of God feature in their insurance policy. The auto dealers were overwhelmed with a very long line of damaged vehicles waiting to be repaired and whose customers were availing their warranties. Hence, the normal vehicle's warranty and comprehensive damage clause for a new boat vehicle was no challenge. The bank where such vehicle had an active mortgage saw a huge of sudden liability as the vehicle owner. Concerned threatened to stop paying their obligation if their damaged vehicle would not be replaced. Those banks own worthless pieces of junk, particularly if the insurance company will not replace the damaged vehicle period. This situation has now brought to light the effectiveness of comprehensive vehicles insurance policy. Unable product at the time of purchase. Many new or loyal customers tend to walk out an intent purchase solely because the vendor does not have a good stock of the product at the time of purchase. This reflects poorly on the vendor's stock inventory management in the backroom. Moreover, this sales staff may not have access to the information and therefore will only make discovery once the backroom warehouse has been checked. Sadly, the store manager may not have informed the sales staff either of the issue. People have been known to walk out restaurant, department store, car showroom, drugstore, bookstore, and specialty retail shop due to this simple issue. Some, of course, will be accommodating to agree to alternative as this shall suggested by the sales staff concerned should it be treated as a minor issue. Okay, from the customer service, all they knew. Take note of this. There are 3 likely actions that customer will do when this encounter. Number 1, should the product be temporarily out of stock in all the retailers, such as drugstore, the tendency of the customer is to wait until the product is available. Following that, the retailer will say as to when a fresh supply will be delivered. Number 2, if the problem is isolated to a particular vendor, and frequently at that, the customer will definitely go to where supply is available, and that will be its competitor should the product be likely switch to another brand. Okay. Poor customer reception, rapport, and handling. A sales representative who is not well trained in customer service will always commit the following cardinal errors, which will make a potential customer walk away. Okay, take note for this for the customer service new and old. Number 1, argue with customer instead of listening to a customer in order to arrive at a solution. 2, make a customer wait as the sales representative may be preoccupied with other business matter or another customer. 3, inadequate answer the customer concern or request for information or be unhelpful during the customer encounter. 4, be unable to be effectively defend the product that the customer is interested in when it is compared with another brand because of weak product knowledge. Drugstore frontline staff have the poorest customer service performance during the peak service period. One will clearly observe that the outlet is seemingly understaffed to cope with the high traffic. One will also notice that for a larger outlet, only 1 out of 2 cash registers are active. The outlet manager, on the other hand, is not seemingly proactive to assist their team in servicing the waiting public. The frontline staff should be always checked by both their immediate superior and representative from the home office. They should be watched more, particularly during the peak business hours where may bad customer experience happen. They should be coached to improve and not be rated. Indecisive sales staff and superior. When a company does not empower in its frontline team with a minimum level of authorization in making large and small business decisions, it will be definitely earn the ear of its excuse me ear of its customer, particularly the new ones. Customer who will love to negotiate for the price of an item they plan to buy and whose request, assuming reasonable, could not be accommodated because of this reason, will also be a lost sales opportunity. This kind of operating system reflects poorly on management as it reveals the customer service failures of the company. The company may not have a customer service program at all to begin with. The company may be operating on a central management system which may not be applicable or outdated given its business paradigm. Again, the frontline staff may not be properly trained and its team leader may be underqualified for the position, therefore resulting having an indecisive staff. One will see this happening in companies where a queue takes place. An ill-trained staff will not be bothered to take step in reducing the queue's time, thereby serving more customers at the soonest period of time. A peak business period, many supermarkets and department stores that are unable to manage queues ultimately experience a set of irate customers who literally abandon their shopping carts or baskets if they are unable to reach the checkout counter in less than 30 minutes. These are largely due to the following issue. Number 1, credit card verification system is offline. 2, Erroneous price entry requires supervisional intervention. 3. The barcode price tag is readable by the cash register scanner. Requires a bag buyer to return to the product display to get a fresh tag. For the electronically linked checkout counter system, suddenly you went offline. For numerous gift certificates are being processed to pay for a large purchase. And lastly, customer tempers flare when there are unruly customer who jump the line and where the establishment is unable to properly address the situation with the errand shopper. As a result, the establishment loses two customers, the line jumper and the aggrieved shopper. Some cases exemption. Number 1. There are some cases, however, where the customer cannot pre-terminated purchase decision because the product or service involved enjoys a monopoly of the market. In other words, there is no competition. The customer is held captive if a bad service is experienced over and over again in a company like this. The customer has no recourse but to tolerate, in particular if the issue concerned are minor in nature but yet could have been avoided by the service provider. A major issue is another matter altogether. Number 2, a customer cannot retract an order already paid for, and if the delivery of the order is in transit or if the service is underway. In contracts where the supplier has a penalty clause for such action, particularly for force majeure situation. 3. Hotel room bookings are particularly large function rooms reservation and often susceptible to event hours cancellation. To protect an establishment like this from business losses, the service contract has an non-refundable clause for any down payment. Number 4. Airlines penalize no-show passenger when they rebook their flights. This, however, is waived in case the airline is at fault, like in the case of a delay connecting flights. Passenger shipping companies likewise observe this business practice. Okay, this is the end of the creating great customer service topic, causes and consequences of a bad customer service. For my next video is about again creating great customer service, but this time is about my title. My topic is the customer is king, make the right move. All right. To all my viewers and friends locally, internationally, thank you for watching my video. Again, please like my videos, click the click the color red and all bell. Also write a comment below in my video based on your understanding and based on my video about my topic, understanding about the bad the causes and consequences of a bad customer service. So you will encounter this, or even in the Philippines or some other country, you will encounter this. But if you are a businessman, I suggest you learn about this video. train your staff, especially your customer service or your telemarketing staff. So again, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to all of you, my viewers and friends. My God to be glory. God bless you all. Thank you.